Hey, what's up, everybody? Paul here, Left Coast Model Car Builds. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. For those of you who jumped in the Mutt Modeler 48-hour build, hopefully you had a good time and recuperated. Today, man, I was burnt out. That was a fun weekend. Great building. You know, anybody that's watched our videos, Belle and I did not fully complete the builds. We'll go back, we'll finish them up, but we had a blast. It was a killer time. As with getting this channel going, almost a month in. I think the 2nd or 3rd of August will be about a month for us, and it has been a blast. Just, you know, wouldn't even say making, contacts out there, but friends. It's been awesome, great community. On that build from the Mutt Modeler, a lot of fun. Probably, I think my goal going in was to try to pick kits that I either knew or have heard went together fairly well and did not have a lot of chrome trim work that would have to be done. I think what threw us probably was the clear. My initial idea was we are going to build kind of just that cool 60s style hot rod look, no clear, satin finishes, put the pearl paints down and leave them, but Belle had wanted to clear them, which was good. It was fine. It added that cure time in. I'm glad we did, though. The paint jobs came out great. I did not think mine was going to survive. It had some really bad flash. And, outside of a 48-hour build, there would have been a lot more time spent prepping that body, using some primer, some blocking to get rid of that. Here there wasn't time, so I actually based the body, went back, knocked it down. I think it was about 1,000 grit paper. Rebased the body, let it sit, and there was very little change. And then I took it back in, color sanded it. It was about 1,000 grit, 1,000 and then 15. Rebased it again, and there was still some flash. There was significant improvements, but I figured at that point we'd just go with it. With the base, there's just little tricks I've learned, kind of fogging some base over light coats. There's ways you can kind of work some of that out depending on the extent. But by the time I got the 3rd round of base on and the clear, you don't see any of it in the body. So that's great. That worked out well. We started out, we were going to use colors from Tropical Glitz. But with the airbrush, I think I've mentioned, it's a Grex. It had the 0.3 needle. I ordered a 0.5 but had received a 0.7, which I figured I'd keep anyways. But it pulls a lot of the air pressure. It's hard for that little compressor to keep up. It was fine that night we were spraying parts and things, but to try to spray a body, the air pressure is not really consistent enough, so you're having to, start out, spraying at one distance and then move closer as the pressure's dying out. So we ended up completely going to the touch-up gun, 2 new colors. I went with the House of Color Tangelo Pearl on the 29. Belle used a factory AMC Gremlin Blue, or AMC Factory Blue from the 70s, medium blue metallic that I picked up when I was doing a build for someone of their first brand new car with a Gremlin. But no, it was an awesome time, great time. Today my actual 0.5 needle came in, so I'll get that in the airbrush and play with that some. And there's nothing wrong with the touch-up guns. I mean, I love them. That's ideally what I would use if I wasn't worried about the cost of materials. Like I've mentioned before, the amount of material I can save spraying a model with the airbrush compared to a touch-up gun, it's a noticeable difference. So just having both available makes a big difference. Group builds, with that 48-hour build we did, I really don't have any updates on those other than got myself into another one. I'm gonna do this one's on Instagram. It's a now or never build off. 80s, I think, is the theme. So right now I think I'm gonna go with Revell's 83 olds. Pick one. I have one somewhere, but I'll probably pick one up at Hobby Lobby. Well, they got their 40% off. I've been wanting to build one. Have a few different ideas for that. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I do have, as funny as it sounds, I never thought I'd have a spreadsheet of my projects, but for the group build. So right now I'm going to be focused on that 80s build and my custom build for Hey Auto. If you haven't checked him out, check it out. He's got that custom build group build going. Not too late to jump in on that. That's going to be awesome. Love customs. So I'll be focusing on that and the 80s build for now. I've got my 67 Chevelle for the Street Machine group build at Blue Ox Model Shop. That one's coming along nice. So and we have through the end of the year, so I'm way ahead on that. So I'm okay with letting that kind of sit for now. I've got some things I want to clean up on the interior for that one anyways. Then I've got my Gasser 65 Chevy 2 for the NYS Modeling Dillon's Pro Street build. I'll be doing that Gasser, which I've started, but again, that one goes through the end of the year. So as I work through these two builds, I'll then shift to those. Then I'm in the Mustang group build. That'll be a fun one because I just don't have too many Mustangs laying around. So we'll be getting on that one as well. And aside from that, just working on the projects I've got going. Scale Riders, if you guys have never picked anything up or checked out his website, check it out. Really cool stuff. For me, a lot of it's a little different. You know, things like this that I've never messed with. So there's Aoshimas. So I picked up a few of these that I want to do. You know, this is one I've just started scribing, cleaning up a little bit, some mold lines. Otherwise, packaged really cool. You know, not a lot to it, but I think it'll be fun. Looking forward to doing something different. Picked up some of his splash paints as well, a few different colors, some of the 2K clear to try, some primer. So looking forward to building these. Just not gonna go too crazy, just nice little street driver. That's kind of the style I like. Aside from that, got a couple other things in the mail, some paints. Started to get the rest of the stuff I was looking for most likely what'll be that Willys build we're talking about doing, kind of back to the basics. Might start with the snap kit and dress it up a little, or the glue, I'm not sure yet, but I've got a pool tournament coming up in Vegas next week. This week we'll be leaving for here in a few days. When I get back from that, we'll start the basic build. Probably be a series. I could work on it off and on, put the clips together, but it would be a really, I'm sure, a semi-long video. I think I'd rather do a few segments and focus in. Try to keep these videos, not too long. I don't want to keep these things going for, hours and people just listening to me ramble or watching me scribe and sound stuff. So I've been thinking about some different ideas, how to do that, keep everybody interested and involved. And basics are always good. I've watched some how-tos and basic things here on YouTube other folks have done that it's just a good refresher. There's never enough anybody can say about your basic foundation, because that's what ultimately is going to set the pace for that build and how it all comes out, So right now I'm thinking of that Willys pickup, unless something else comes across that looks like it might be a better fit. But I think that's a fairly basic if I recall, fairly easy build. I think that'd be a good starter. I picked up some Tamiya spray paint. I've had some primer. So I think what we'll do is, if I have time, I'll do an intro video on it tomorrow. The kit, some of the tools, the glues we'll be using, kind of walk through an overview, and then we'll get on to the build probably next week. But otherwise, I'm kind of hitting the 10-minute mark here, and that's kind of where I like to keep these things, especially if we're just sitting here in front of the camera chatting. So I hope everybody's having a good week. Keep building, keep posting stuff. Any questions, feel free to drop comments, or my email's in there. Feel free to reach out. Appreciate all the support. Belle and I have been having a blast trying to get Pops a little more, I don't know if I'd say in front of the camera, but on his builds that we can post. Hopefully we'll have a couple of little short videos coming up tomorrow. Possibly a kit review, but Belle's been wanting to get her Joker mobile up, and some little walkthrough on that, little show and tell. So hopefully that'll come up tomorrow. Otherwise, guys, have a good Monday evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Keep building. Leave your comments. Likes if you like. There's the down thumb if you don't like. If you like stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Let me know if you have any comments, ideas. I'm open to stuff right now. I think the only thing we've consistently have going is Throwback Thursdays, which I'd like to stick to. Right now I'm kind of on the custom, rod and customs. Might work into some other stuff, but for now, kind of rolling with that. So anyways, guys, have a good evening. We'll catch you later.